Hi everybody, welcome. Today I'm very excited because we're going to be exploring Limsa Lominsa here in Final Fantasy XIV. This will be the first iteration of Limsa. So one of the first things that I want to do is kind of listen to the original theme song. This is one of the themes made by Uematsu and it just sounds amazing. So I'm just going to be quiet for a moment. We're just going to listen to the theme song. It just sounds absolutely amazing. And that theme is called Navigator's Glory, if people are wondering. So let's jump right into the city. One of the first things about Limsa is in A Realm Reborn, this area here is actually, you can see it, but you can't actually walk to it because there's just a loading screen. But in this version, we can actually walk down these steps here and into this building here. So it's all one seamless transition. So let's get a closer look at what this place looks like, because ever since I started A Realm Reborn, I was always curious as to what this looked like inside. There's supposed to be an Aetheryte shard here, but it looks like it hasn't been implemented just yet. So this is what the inside of this building looks like. So it's kind of cool to see that close up rather than just like from a distance. Alright, so let's make our way into the main city. Now, the kind of interesting thing here is this part off to the side. I'm sure when this game was functional, or at least this version, that gate opens and it kind of takes you to the side path here. But I don't believe these doors open. Yeah, so it's basically just like an empty door. But it's still kind of cool, like they have this walkway here, even though there's really no point to it being there. If there was like an NPC with a quest there, then I could kind of get it. So, as you can tell, the main entrance is sort of different. Like, it doesn't have all these banners hanging up here and sort of like the metal gate. So, we're going to get into the main area here. So, one of the things we're going to do differently in this video is we're going to explore the main town first, and then we'll go into the Adventurers Guild. So the Chocobo stables are actually part of the Adventurers Guild. So the NPCs aren't quite loaded in yet. So let's go out to what becomes the Aetheryte Plaza. And this guy we cannot talk to, unfortunately, at least until I load in the Adventurers Guild. But yeah, this is what we now know as the Aetheryte Plaza, but this is what this area used to look like. They had these stairs here and benches and this statue here, which I don't know if it's specifically a statue of anything, like anything in particular. But it's honestly really cool just to see, like you can picture it being the same area, and it's just but in this version, it's like completely different. It's like the same, but different. And that's really a lot of like how this version is. And then, I mean, it's obvious that, like, yeah, the game was basically just rebuilt, and a lot of the assets were reused, and a lot of the towns were kept. But it's still interesting to see what it used to look like, and it's like it's really strange to explain. Like, you see it's the same area, but the feel of it is really like different. And that's one of the most interesting things about going in and playing through this. So this is where the main shops are. Unfortunately, we can't buy anything, but they're mostly just like for crafters, like the leather worker, the alchemist. And I think these are, we got cloth over there. I think these are just sort of like miscellaneous stuff. And this here is the middle area. This is where, as we know, where the company chest is. Like right over here. No market boards or anything. Here's the carpenters. And still the repair shop guy. Goldsmith. So let's keep working our way down here, because this part is actually really interesting, because over here, this doesn't exist. So this is an entirely different area here, and it is believed that this was supposed to be for like added content, but it never got added. So it's kind of strange, because like to me it almost looks like something like a judge would use, like that sort of mallet. For the life of me, I cannot remember what they call it, but it almost kind of looks like it'd be like a courtroom or place of like justice or something. But it seems like this person here kind of says otherwise. So let's see what she has to say about this place. So she says, "From behind these walls can oft be heard the screamings and moanings of the innocent souls lured into eternal torment. If you remain in Limsa long enough, perhaps one day you will be drawn in yourself." It's probably a good thing that we are never drawn into something like that. So if we do nudge our character behind it, it's actually just empty space minus the cutout here. Wonder what happens if I walk over it. Oh, there's just nothing. Maybe that's what she's referring to. It's just the dark void. Yeah, see, we're still getting like script errors because of the opening cutscenes and stuff like that. Which, if anybody else has gotten this to work and managed to get the opening cutscenes to play when loading into the game for the first time, I'd like to know how to do that. I've been trying to figure it out, but I don't know if there's really any way to do that. So this is the old dock area here. Oh, and we actually got a boat sailing in. It's perfect timing. This is the first time I've actually seen this boat pull in. We're just gonna wait for it to... That's one of the interesting things too, is like I saw in Gardania the airship actually pulls in. Like you can see it in the distance and actually docking at the airship landing. See what happens when this boat gets here. Oh, the door's actually open. We can't go inside of it. I think there's somebody here I had to talk to in order to get the boat working, but I'm pretty sure it's this Hob guy over here, because when I tried talking to him at one point, it actually crashed the game. So we're gonna have to avoid talking to him for now. So yeah, I think this is just like a boat that takes you to like a different part of Eorzea. I'm not actually exactly sure where it takes us. Like I said, I think this guy mentioned something, but I don't want to talk to him because he might crash the game again. So, but that's really cool that that boat pulled in right at the right time there. So let's continue onward, because over to the left here is actually the Alchemist Guild. Got the sign there. So yeah, this would be the Alchemist Guild here. Oh, excuse me, sorry. It's the Arcanist Guild. I don't know why I got those confused. Alchemist, Arcanist. How did I mess that up? The Arcanist Guild. I say Arcanist or Arcanist. It's just kind of like a mixture of both. Down here, this is where you train the carbuncles. But in this version, it's sort of like what I would assume is a mage here, just in training. Well, maybe not a mage, maybe an actual arcanist, but I guess I would classify it as sort of a mage. So that's really cool to see that. I know eventually the arcanist becomes like a summoner, so it's just like the first half of Arcanist, it's like you're casting spells and stuff, and then the latter half you're actually summoning. So it's like sometimes I get the two like mixed around, thinking like one side is a mage and one side isn't. What's up here? Oh, it just takes us out of bounds. One of the weird things about this game is like when you move out of bounds, a lot of like the geometry would like phase out. Okay, yeah, and it kind of messes up it loading stuff. So let's make our way back up here, and actually we're gonna go over here next. It's like the lighting setup is like much different. Yeah, so let's go down here and we're gonna explore this boat here. Now, the interesting thing about this boat is it's actually the Marauders Guild. And as we know, in A Realm Reborn, the Marauders Guild is, I believe it's up here at the top. So I thought there was, yeah, there's two ways actually. Oh, actually no, this way leads down to this sort of statue area here where we'll look at that a little bit later because there's like there's multiple places with that statue on it. But there's one that actually has of significance, which I believe is right up here somewhere. Oh, over here. But let's take a look at... Going the wrong way here. We'll look at this Marauders Guild. It's got the Fisherman's Guild here. Let's see what this lady up here says. She says, our spawning ponds be the biggest in all of yours. In fact, you won't see nothing like them nowhere else in Vilbrand or Aldenard. This is why fishers from all across the realm brag their dignities. Limsa Lominsa hop in and learning our secrets. There will be religious types that say weren't interfering with Limlayan's work, but I ask, why would a navigator in mine? There are just so many words in those sentences that are just flew over my head. So yeah, this is the Fisherman's Guild here. Still coming across words in this game that just like, I hope to dear God I can say it right. Because I honestly have no idea what most of these NPCs say. Okay, so this is the... What's going on over here? You sleep in. Or good at night. On your feet, adventurers, there's no place for napping. The last thing I expect I'd be doing when I enlisted with the Barracudas was babysitting the adventurers, especially while my fellow knights are exploring mysterious islands, and waging epic sea battles with the Serpent Reavers. Clicked a little too fast there. Okay, let's explore the Marauders Guild. So in Realm Reborn, this is really just like a ship, and yeah, there is some couple like quests dealing with it, from what I remember. But the interesting part about this guild here is, I think it's on this floor, maybe in this door here. Nope. Must be back up here. Oh, where is it? Oh, it's this door here. There's a whole, like, room here where this person is playing music. Let's see what this lady has to say. She should start playing some music. Greetings, traveler. They called me Jane Letty. The honey song for my melodies are said to ring as sweet as rose nectar. I am a beauty among savages beasts, but one must raid the den if she would soothe its denizens. Actually, now she's starting to play music. See if she does it again. Oh, there she goes. That sounds like the Heidelin theme. Like the way it started off there. I never even noticed that when I went in there. Oh, let's see, where's the entrance? Oh, here we go. We're on top of the ship. Oh yeah, we'll actually want to look at this. Because you can actually get a really good view of Limsa here. So about time it's daytime too. Just absolutely breathtaking over here. The way the city looks in the distance. Okay, let's move on to other parts of the city. Try to find the entrance here. There we go. So let's see, the quickest way that would be up there. Yeah, we should teleport to the Aetherite Plaza. So this is the old, this version's Aetherite Plaza, and it's really funny to look at because it's like in this tiny room. Like, if you look at the map, this is where the current plaza is, and then this is where the actual Aetherite Plaza is in this version. It's in this little dinky room, but it's kind of a cool room. Like if it was repurposed for something else other than the plaza. So I want to go out this way. And I think we want to go over here. So over here leads to the market wards. I believe they said the market wards and the sailor wards with this person here. Which I honestly have no clue what the sailor ward is. So let's talk to this person. Beyond me lie the southern islands, and on them are the sailor's ward and the market wards. So I wonder if the market wards are where you go for your retainers, which is another places we're going to be looking at. Not in this video, but in like a separate video. Because the interesting thing that I found out from one of the cutscenes, because I have all of, well, not all of them, but most of the main scenario cutscenes recorded. The only problem is not all of the main scenario cutscenes have been implemented. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get the remaining cutscenes that I need. So I'm not quite sure where that's supposed to be, but here's the armor and the Blacksmith Guild. Kind of see if they do anything here. They're really taking their sweet time with this. Okay, now where is... I think it's further over, so we're gonna have to go up this way. This place just looks so much better during the daytime. Oh, and I almost forgot something. Since we warped into the plaza. There we go, now it looks so much better. The skybox in this version they look absolutely amazing. So in these sort of smaller buildings, there's just like little shops and stuff like that. So here, I'll give you kind of an idea of what these look like. Got another one over here. Some of these have like, I believe it's this one, yeah. A lot of these have like fish tanks in them too. So like, that's what this area looks like, this little shop area. This guy just sells like fishing stuff. So it kind of makes sense, the aesthetic here. So yeah, I think this is the way we want to go. Yep, so this area is pretty interesting because I had no idea that this is actually in the cutscene. The cutscene of when A Realm Reborn, like the trailer for it, it's actually where Yestola, Thankarin, Papalimo, and I'm pretty sure her name is Lise, or her name becomes Lise. Oh, it was Yida. That's what it was. I keep getting their names mixed up now that I've gotten through Stormblood. But, yeah, they're all praying to these stones here, and, where it cuts to Yestola praying, she's actually praying at this statue here. And if I got my sort of sources and facts correct, this is part of the quest to obtain the ring that was carried over to A Realm Reborn for legacy players. So it's very cool because this versus the one like the other areas down here that have these statues, this one's actually has unique textures and stuff like that. So it's very cool that this exists here. Which unfortunately was, as we know, is not in current FF14. It would actually be very cool if they just left like a remnant of like something like this. Maybe there is, and I just haven't gotten too deep into the game. Because there's still a whole bunch of stuff I still haven't done in current FF14. So I'm trying to do all the side quests. There's the seasonal event with reliving the events of Ul'dah with the Gobu wall. Like, that's definitely one area I really want, or area, like one seasonal event I really want to try out the next time it comes around. Okay, so I think, yeah, now we can go to the other side, which is the more interesting part of the city here. So this area right up here, this walkway, is actually a loading zone. But obviously, in this version, you can walk everywhere. And there's a whole walkway down here that no longer exists. And if we walk down here, there's another one of those statues there. So here it leads over to sort of this walkway with like docks and stuff like that with smaller boats. We'll kind of walk around this area and get a closer view of what this looks like. This kind of leads back up into the middle area here. It almost makes me wonder, like, if this existed in current FF14, like, what would it look like with, like, players running around and, like a setting like this? Or if, like, they kept this area here, like, what it would look like with all the players running around and stuff. We're supposed to have an NPC here, but I don't know if he's been implemented and he's just falling through the map, or it's just indicating that we have an NPC here. But yeah, so this is like the other type of statue. Like I said, it doesn't have as unique textures to it. So, and we can actually get pretty close to these boats over here. It's really interesting, these sort of texture filtering in this game. Like, I do admit the texture filtering is pretty awful. Like, from a distance it looks okay, but then once you start realizing, like, when it gets more detailed and it does that weird fade look, it really looks strange. I honestly thought that was actually a glitch in the Project Meteor project, or Project Meteor server thing, but it's actually, I think it's actually part of the game. So if you come further down here, it actually leads to these caves over here. And you can actually look out here and see other players and stuff walking around. Like, this is probably like one of the only things I really wish they kept. Just so you can kind of be in sort of this interesting place and just looking out. Just to see, like, other players doing stuff. So, and if we keep walking further, we're kind of greeted with platforms similar to this one, but it's there's no statues or anything. Like, it almost makes me wonder what it was supposed to be here. But I guess you get an interesting perspective of, like, these structures here. Okay, let's go up to the upper decks now. We'll explore this section here. Yeah, it's a lot of interesting structures in this version that, like, I really wish they kept something like this in there. In the, Realm Reborn. So now we're going to take the normal path up to the upper decks. And as you can see, I can walk up this whole area here. Let's see what this, lady has to say. When you've seen as many summers as I, past events eventually lose their weight, until what seemed like major turning points fade to little more than nostalgic bumps on life's long and winding road. I guess what I'm trying to say is no matter how terrible a memory, it is only as significant as you choose to make it. Man, this lady's getting deep on me. She's, she's laying down the deep thoughts and stuff like that. So this here is the Culinary Guild, and this is the area, you know, where all the people are eating and stuff like that. I think this area is a little bit bigger. Yeah, this area is a lot bigger in Realm Reborn. Let's see, what does... Let's talk to this Lalafell over here. When I requested a table with a view of the bay, the steward had the nerve to seat me next to a pair of most hideous commoners I have ever set eyes upon, doubtless right from a sordid back alley near the docks. Naturally, I asked if a small consideration might persuade him to escort him from the premises, and he simply laughed and walked away. I have never been so insulted in my life. Whoa. These people are chilling with a suspicious-looking traveler. Let's see what this suspicious traveler's gotta say. I've never seen anyone eat so much, and this is with the Empire threatening to attack the city-state at any moment. Why, I'm so frightened I can barely keep the peas off my fork. It's very, very suspicious. Okay, so we'll give you a look at what Culinary Skill looks like. The sound effects too are just like... It's like, I can't quite describe the sound effects. They're like... They sound so much realer, if that is even a word. Like, they sound real. Like a character is actually there doing something. So this area here is actually the Musketeers Guild here. And this is currently not a thing in FF14. I don't know if this was just replaced with Gunbreaker, but obviously there is no Musketeer Guild. So it makes me wonder if they just repurpose it for Gunbreaker. So if you go down here, there's people target practicing. What's cool is if I stand in front, they will not shoot. They'll actually lower their gun. Let's see what she says. I'd suggest stepping aside, stranger. My aim is not yet that good, and we wouldn't want my accidents now, would we? I only wish I could practice like my attacks on some of these dummies here. That way we can get a better look at what attacks and stuff look like. Let's see what's down here. I'm pretty sure the map just ends. Yeah, so it just cuts out. So it's kind of interesting how stuff is loaded in this game. Which is something that I do want to explore in depth, is how we gotta go up the stairs. How the game loads in certain things. Okay, so let's come up here. This just kind of leads out to a balcony here. Gives you a more like perspective on the city. Nice little sightseeing shots and stuff like that. So let's pass through here. Let's go up this way here. So I'll briefly go down here and then we'll teleport to the Adventurers Guild. So this is just like a empty area, but you can get another balcony and kind of look out here and see like entire like La Noscia. I can't tell. Oh, that might just be a rock. Thinking that was the camp area over there. So this area, we can't walk into this zone, but I think this person says, well, let's see what this person says. I can't quite remember. Halt, ain't no one waltzing into the captain's board without first paying the Barracuda's toll. Uh-oh, an adventurer, are ya? On you go then. Don't need no more trouble with a lot than I's already got. So I wonder if that's area is like one of the commanding offices or something like that. Or like the Maelstrom or something like that. Okay, let's see. Let's pull up the ID here and we can warp into the Adventurers Guild. Kind of give you a view of the background here while I do this. I just had it pulled up and my phone likes to click out of things. Okay, points of interest. Okay, here we go. Warped 133. 4200. I'll just give it a second to load the NPCs in. It's amazing to see how much they have implemented. So we still got Batter on there. So I'm just gonna give you a look here. This is where the levy quest area is. So I'm curious, what's back here? Oh, we just sort of... Whoop, it's messing up my camera there. It's just a place that you can just walk through. Oh, this is for the summoning bell, but we can't currently get retainers, as far as I know. But there is something that works that I do want to show you. The elevator to go to the Chocobo stables. And it actually plays like a cutscene. Which I think is really cool. But unfortunately, we can't get the Chocobo. Still trying to figure out how to get that to work. So hopefully in the future, I'll have a video about showcasing the Chocobo. And what's like riding a Chocobo in this old world here. So let's go up to the Airship Landing. It's cool that they play like many cutscenes. See if maybe it'll load in. Nope, no NPCs. So yeah, so that's kind of like what it looks like out here. So give you a better look at airship area. It does look very similar, like much the same in Realm Reborn. I'm trying my best to kind of compare the two in my head. Okay, so let's go to the Marauders Guild. There's two more things I want to show you. So if we walk up here, we go down these stairs, there's actually a window over here. And the funny thing about this window, well, a couple things is, I mean, there's not really anything you can see. Okay, I'll make it cloudy. I mean, you can't really see anything out here, so I mean, it does kind of seem pointless. I think it would be better if it was, like, if this wasn't here. But I'd much rather have this area here than this window. The other funny thing about it is, if you go up to this dock area here, if you look very carefully at the rock wall, you can actually see the cutout of the window. Because it's not, like, quite textured right. So you can, like, see a seam in the textures, and it's kind of funny because you can see the cutout of the window. So, yeah, and that's just right up above the Aetheryte Plaza. So the last thing I want to show you is, if we go down here, this dock area actually takes you all the way back down to the entrance. And then we could walk in here and we'll be back to the Chocobo stables. So that's just gonna pretty much wrap up this video, guys. So if you like what you see, please hit a like, comment, subscribe, tell me what your thoughts are on the old iteration of Limsa. So thanks so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you soon.